All right, Yolanda Harris here, everybody, with the Cameron Mitchell. We're going to ask him some rapid-fire questions, so maybe we'll get to know a little bit about Cameron Mitchell that you may not already know. So are you ready, Cameron?
I'm ready. I'll try my best.
Let's go. Your all-time, and see, I don't want you to think about this a lot. It has to be the first thing, you know, top of your mind. Your all-time favorite dish from one of your restaurants.
Oh, it was the original duck on the original menu at Cameron's.
All right.
Fabulous.
What are you most proud of?
Oh, my family and the business we've created.
If you weren't doing the restaurant business, what do you think you'd be doing career-wise?
You know, I don't know. I was on a debate team in high school. I originally was going to be a lawyer, but then it was too much reading and writing for me. So, and you know, the restaurant business found me. I didn't find it. I happened to be having my first job I started. So I often wonder if I started sweeping car lots, would I be in the car business today? You know, I don't know what I would be, but I would like to be a politician, believe it or not. I thought about it. I thought about running for Congress, and I met with a congressman one day out at the airport, and he was coming home from D.C. or on his way to D.C., and I spent an hour with him. And I couldn't run to my car fast enough when I got done with that, so that was my only foray into politics.
All right, give me a surprising fact about you that most people don't know. When you're open book, what haven't you shared? Give me some breaking news.
I love to golf. You know, surprising.
Some surprising fact. I mean, ambidextrous, deaf in one ear. Give me something surprising that we wouldn't think. Can you cook?
No. I used to be able to cook, not much anymore. I joke I can't even boil water anymore. My wife cooks at home, and her favorite thing to do is be with an apron on and a glass of wine and a bunch of people around her island in our kitchen. But she's a tornado in the kitchen, so I clean up behind her and help clean up the kitchen afterwards.
She cooks, you clean.
That's right.
All
exactly.
right. What is, you mentioned golfing. What's your favorite hobby? What do you enjoy outside of work?
Golf, for sure. Travel, for sure. I love to travel. Friends and family, you know. I say I'm really as deep as a baby pool. There's not much to me. It's I love to work and love to travel, love to play golf, love to be with friends. And I like an occasional drink or two. So, yeah.
Gin and tonic your favorite?
Yeah, that and Chardonnay.
Oh, that and Chardonnay. Okay, what's one piece of advice you would give to your younger self?
You know, made a lot of mistakes over the years, and hindsight's always 20/20. But I got going a little too fast sometimes. You know, particularly in almost ran the company off a cliff. I mean, in 2000 and 2001, that culminated with 9/11. Like I mentioned earlier, we had 3 restaurants opening, but we had 10 restaurants at the turn of the century. We built 8 restaurants in 2000 and 2001, and almost 100% growth in those 2 years. And it was just too much, and we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't have the processes and the experience that we have today. And you know, we're building 11 restaurants now this next 2-year period here in 23 and 24, but that's on a base of 60. So it's and we've got a lot more experience, a lot deeper bench, and so forth. So I say my number one advice would be to slow down and, you know, take a little bit of time and not going full bore. But you know, on the flip side of that, you know, balance is very important too. You know, I didn't want to grow a business or achieve, you know, some success and not know my wife, not know my kids, and wake up one day divorced or, you know, estranged from my kids. That is not, was never in the cards. So I preach that all the time to our people, and it's very important, you know. We say, we have a little rule in the company that's saying that you can't be great at work if you're not great at home, and you can't be great at home if you're not great at work. And so we realize those both run hand in hand.
That's good, that's good. If you were going to dinner tonight, which one of your Cameron Mitchell restaurants would be your first choice for tonight?
That's a tough question too. You know, and my wife.
Gotta pick one. We have to.
I know. My wife and I.
Leave it right now.
My wife and I are like any other couple. You know, hey, let's go to dinner tonight. Great. Where do you want to go? Then it's a half-hour discussion, and I don't know, and you know, and then you finally figure out where you're going to go. So that's a really hard question to answer. But you know.
What do you move for? What do you move for?
It depends,
if you had to choose one.
The Avenue in Grandview is probably my number one choice. We actually built that because there wasn't a good neighborhood steakhouse, and we had closed Mitchell's or sold Mitchell's Steakhouse downtown and in that area. And you know, I wanted a place where we can go. I love a great steak, and I'm a pretty simple guy, and so that's what we created, and so that's probably my go-to, you know.
Good steak and a gin and tonic.
Yeah, and I'll give a shout out to Third and Hollywood. That's probably, or there's not our restaurant, but that's probably the other one we go to quite a bit. So.
That is a good one
Yeah.
too. That's a good one
Yeah.
too. All right, well, that concludes the rapid fire questions. Hope you guys learned something new about Mr. Cameron Mitchell, family man, entrepreneur, restaurateur, mentor. I mean, just so you know, great dad. So just a great
thank you.
list
Thank
of
you very
things and
much.
attributes that you have, Cameron. So thank you so much.
Pleasure
for
to be with
talking
you,
to me
Yolanda.
today.
Thank you very much.
All right,
Take
that's
care.
it, guys.